now. So how did China come up with a surplus of $1.1 trillion through November 2025 when the United States stopped buying so much? Well, the current tariff on goods imported from China is around 37%, according to the Tax Policy Center. And imported goods from China, well, as I said, they're dropping dramatically.
Yeah, and when you look at it, obviously, U.S. down. Well, this means China had to increase in other areas, and they have been able to do that. They've been able to do this and more than compensate for the loss of exports to the U.S., which are down roughly 19%. So again, you talked about the decline, but the decline is substantial. 19% decline from your largest customer. That's generally going to be hard on business. But China has seen an increase of exports to Southeast Asia, 14%. I do wonder how much of that is exported to Southeast Asia and then exported to the U.S. So that's a big question mark. And also to the EU, the European Union, they've increased 8%. Latin America saw a 7% increase. And then a big increase here. I was kind of surprised by this. I wonder how small that base was initially, though. But a 25% increase in exports to Africa. I mean, that's a large increase, but if it was off a smaller number, maybe not as impressive.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many people are in Africa, but I know that China is doing more and more in Africa, building, doing more loans. They're really becoming part of Africa to really help them out. So I don't think it's a super big number, but I think that number is growing. And I saw that too, like 25%. Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some places in Africa that are more developed, like South Africa, and then, I think up in like Egypt and kind of along that Mediterranean Sea, I think there is going to be a little bit more development. Obviously, there's other areas in Africa that are still more tribal, but I don't know where China's business is going essentially there, but it's going somewhere.
It is going somewhere. And even though they're turning out more cars, manufacturing products, and chemicals than ever before, it has created some very heavy competition in China, which is pushing down prices, profits, and income for the Chinese manufacturing companies.